Hey, what's up, fam? A very happy Labor Day to everybody. We got us a short week this week, so let's just dig right in here and see what the market has in store for us this week. As always, here, we're going to start with the economic calendar. See what we got coming up here. Got us a short week. We got here the Fed Beige Book on Wednesday. A couple other things here as well. This ISM services. A little bit of PMI here. And then we got a bunch of Fed speakers here on Thursday. Our usual jobless claims Thursday. Another Fed speaker here on Friday. So looking like all about the Fed this week. But nothing too crazy, it seems. You know, we'll get a little shake up here from this Beige Book, middle of the session, or I guess later in the session here on Wednesday. But that's it, really. Look over here to the Federal Reserve Board calendar, see if they got any surprises for us. And looking pretty relaxed here. We'll see what all those Fed speakers have to say, but I'm sure it'll be a lot of what we already know. So let's just dive into some charts here. We'll get started here with ES, of course. So Big Mama here, finally back above the mean, punching a couple days of price action here. A little bit above the mean as well. So really liking this hold here. Got above the daily 50 as well. And we're starting to get some consolidation here, most of last week. So let's see, really like this daily 50 here, right at this psych level of 4,500. Really want to see ES stay above this 4,500. And we do have a slim daily squeeze up here. Got a daily squeeze top up here near this 4570-ish. So we got a little target to the upside if we can break these lower time frame squeezes to the upside. Overall though, really like this level of 4500 here with this daily 50 as a little level to risk against, right? You guys hear me say it all the time. Just looking for a level to put on risk. Just looking for a good place to put on some risk. So just keeping it simple here, right? Looking for maybe a pullback here to this 4,500 and a bounce where we could then enter some calls, right? Or enter some longs depending on what you are trading. And of course, with a break under 4,500, keeping it simple. If we crack below, looking at some shorts, maybe catch it on a retest of that 4,500 after breaking below to not be the first one to the party, of course. But let's see if we ultimately get a move back down and retest this daily mean after having cracked through it here, as we can see on this Keltner study in my top right chart. We've gone through the mean, haven't retested it yet on this breakthrough, so again, maybe just looking for a little pullback before going higher. Right, might give this daily squeeze here some time to kind of thicken up as well. So we'll see. Let's throw some levels at it here. And of course, have this consolidation, these squeeze clouds forming up here at our recent highs and lows. Again, love this 4,500 here as a key psych level. Just keeping it really simple this week, yo. At least here going into Tuesday. Just looking at this key psych level of 4,500 to make some moves off of. Right? Or ultimately, if we get an early pop, maybe we get a rejection here of these lower time frame squeezes. Can play a short back down here from this high from last week. Also really like this daily Ichimoku cloud we have here. Been just kind of curling here at the top of it. Let's see if we can finally make that push to crack all the way through. I said we had that daily squeeze top at about 45.70. So a little bit outside of this daily Ichimoku cloud. But again, some targets here to the upside. Really like that. We shall see, we shall see. Sitting at right about 45.50 though has been a key psych level for us in the past, and even just here on Friday rejected pretty much right at that 45.50. So got some good levels here to work with. Move on to NQ. A similar setup, of course. As always, we expect these indices to kind of travel together as a team. So again, looking to this daily Ichimoku cloud top, really like this trend line here from the highs as well, from this 16,000-ish here mid-July. Cracking through that trend line, a little bit of resistance here from this daily Ichimoku top, but again, looking pretty good here for tech. Really nice W here on the daily. Let's see if we can keep this baby going. Really looking to the top of this wick here for some local support, in hopes that we don't break down below the top of this wick, right? Puts us at about 415-ish. Kind of towards the bottom of our current consolidation. So that wick already kind of helping us out here a little bit. Again, got that daily 50 just like on ES. Got a couple good little bits here for some support. So again, let's see if we can hold on. Maybe a little pullback here early tomorrow morning lets us get positioned for some longs. Bang, bang. Ruddy. Small caps here, a little bit less strong on that push above the mean, but doing it nonetheless and putting in this W as well. Getting some help here as well from this daily Ichimoku cloud. Not quite pushing up against the top as we saw here in NQ and ES, but working our way up. So we've got some good upside targets here for small caps. And just feeling a little bit of heat here from this daily 50 in gold. So really like this here. You know, we're between this daily 21, the daily mean, and between this daily 50. Got some good levels to work with here. Let's see if we continue to get some consolidation between these two moving averages, and then eventually play a move either out the top of this daily 50, maybe out the bottom of this daily mean. Got the daily mean here in this tan color. Throw some levels at this. Got a weekly Ichi top down here. We'll take a quick look at that. Little shelf here. But we got plenty of levels to work with. Let's see, let's see. Some good targets to the downside. Got this daily Ichimoku bottom down here as well. But let's see. Definitely hoping that we hold here and get some upside. Maybe just a little pullback to let us in. YM giving us a more similar look here to NQ and ES, pushing up against the top of this daily Ichimoku cloud. See if we can crack out of the top here. And again, you know, really love this Ichimoku cloud just because, you know, just like our Beast tool that we provide here at Predicted Trades, it gives us future levels to work with, right? So really like this study compared to others for that reason. Let's see if we can continue to hold here, sitting right at the mean, just like Ruddy. Really looking for YM to continue to hold here at the mean, a couple pushes away, a couple smacks back down. But if not, maybe we can hold this daily 8 right here that we see in this solid teal or cyan color. Let's throw some levels at this. Got this point of control from August down here as well, a little downside target. Getting kind of close to that 34,500. key cycle level as well. Might be a heavy pullback if it is that far. So let's see. Maybe we just hold the top of this daily Ichimoku cloud. Looks like I need to update this baby because we are on the move here. 9535053. Just update this real quick. Keep this baby up to date, and I'll just put tomorrow's date so I check it again tomorrow. Alright, a little target a little bit higher here to the upside. Don't mind that at all. We got a 4-hour squeeze top to the upside as well, giving us another little upside target and kind of putting the top of this daily Ichimoku cloud in range as well if we do make a trip back up here near these recent highs, up towards the top of this 4-hour squeeze. So not bad. I like that. Alright, Apple. Apple, crawling its way back up here. Really nice move from Apple here in these last 2 weeks or so. Was one of those names that took a little heat after earnings. Definitely a rare one for Apple, but happening here as of late. Taking a little heat here after earnings, really rode down this third Keltner channel to the downside, but really picking up and getting some juice here in the last 2 weeks to bring it back up to the top of this Keltner study. Apple, of course, the biggest name here in the S&P, so always want to see Apple moving and grooving, dragging the rest of the market along. So really happy to see Apple here roaring back to life. Got us kind of a bigger megaphone here from a couple of trend lines produced by our trend tool. And kind of getting near the top of this trend line, lining up pretty nicely with this daily Ichimoku top. Really nice target to the upside here. Just a little shy of 195, 192 and a half or so. So we are sitting up here at about 190, 192 and a half. A pretty close target to the upside. Definitely within a day's worth of work for Apple. Checking out this ATR column right here. 3.5 points on average for Apple every day. Could get us there tomorrow on a stronger day for Apple. Let's see here. Again, like some of our bigger indices, like this hold here above this daily 50. Wouldn't mind a pullback to it. Might be a little bit extreme here for Apple, for just a pullback. But depends what we get for the whole week, right? Maybe we get a overall pullback here Tuesday, Wednesday or so. Thursday, Friday, keep this show moving on to the upside. Possible. So let's see. Don't mind this pullback to the daily 50 then if it's over a day or two. And then we have a nice target of 190 back to the upside. Regardless though, after such a strong run, for any more upside, definitely looking to enter on a significant pullback. So we shall see. Let's see what these contracts say. Like we got some puts here at Beast. A 185 put. Let's just take a quick look at that. We bust out my options prep screen here. And what did we say? A put. Oh, alright. So this 185 put closed right in our B zone. Was respecting it earlier in the day here on Friday. Definitely chopped at the higher end of our zone here most of the afternoon. And took a little dip here towards the end of the day on that pop towards the end of the day for the market. But I like this in the zone, you know. Definitely one to watch here if we do ultimately get a pullback at open here tomorrow. On this 185 put, pretty cheap as well. Let me go back to that chart actually. And coming from, you know, about near a buck here in the last couple days. not too bad. If on some shorter theta and higher volatility, we get a decent pullback, could go right back up to that buck or so. Let's move on here. AMD, nice little move here on Friday. Chips really held up pretty nice here on Friday. I know not all of them, there was some rotation, but AMD definitely one that got some love here on Friday. And loving that we continue to see some really heavy liquidity here at this 107, right? Some nice consolidation here after a couple days and the move out of this 107. We've been talking about this 107 here on AMD for like months now, it feels like. But continues to be a great place to put on some risk here again this week. Again though, cracking through this daily mean, let's see if she can actually hold it this time. We have had a lot of price action just back and forth from this daily mean. So again, looking like we're at a similar level here for a heavy rejection, but could be a critical moment for AMD to crack through and continue to punch higher if the market allows it. If not, looking for another pullback here, maybe another trip down to 100 would bring us back down to this daily squeeze bottom. Easy target to the downside. So really like AMD here, honestly, both ways. If we can crack through maybe this wick here, 111 and some change or so, should get a nice little move to the upside. Gets us through this daily 50 as well. Maybe enough juice to get us up here to this daily squeeze top at about 116, 117. But if not, really love the rejection as well. We have some clear targets to the downside. We crack this daily mean or so, and we're making a move back down here to 100, to this daily squeeze bottom, and to this previous level of consolidation here at this 102. Let's throw some levels at it real quick. And yeah, of course, we have a couple of these lows from the last couple of weeks here, right around this 100, 102 or so. So not surprised that we continue to see consolidation here at these lows from the last couple of weeks. Got this point of control here as well from August. Another little target to the downside. So let's check out what these contracts look like. A couple more puts here at Beast as opposed to calls. Let's just check out. Ooh, very cheap, but just pulling information here, right? This very key psychological strike, 100, down near our B zone. Really cheap, so I try to pay a little less attention to that. But still, this could honestly start to make its way back here towards in the money or at the money with some downside moves this week. But let's check out something with a little more value, and I'll even just jump up to this 105. Y'all know me, I love those bigger psychological strikes, increments of 5 typically. And so a nice little move here for this put on Friday. Came down to our open range buy zone, respected our zone for a little bit here. There was definitely some exchange happening right at our zone. Lost it and got here pretty near our beast zone. Let's just check out the strikes just below. I know those are closer to beast. Ding, ding, ding right there. This one is right at beast. So really like this, a little bit of accumulation we're starting to see here on this 104 call, right? The 105 call as well, just a little bit away from our zone. Let's check out this 103 as well. So a lot of these puts here just accumulating at our main buy zone here, our beast zone, right? The zone has been here on this contract, right? But price action is now finally falling to it. This is typically where we like to buy our contracts here at Predicted Trades. This tool that I'm showing right here is the main tool or the main thing that we offer here at Predicted Trades. But this will also appear on equity as well, on our actual individual tickers, as well as futures like ES, NQ, YM. But anyway, here on our options contracts, we're really looking to buy these contracts here at this beast zone. So really liking these couple strikes here on the put side. Let's check out this 102 as well, a little bit lower here, but holding the bottom of our zone. So really like that. Would probably keep an eye on this 105 put if anything. Very likely to lose a little overnight theta here from the weekend as we get closer to expiration. Boom, boom, you're probably buying this thing right at about 35 cents, 37 cents or so, right? Just a little bit above 30 cents, let's call it. Which could give us a nice move, maybe just off the mean right here, right? Got the mean here in tan. So we'll see. Maybe a move up to the daily 50 here, and that rejection might get that 105 put where we like it. I'll have to move up a little bit, but we'll see. Really like those couple puts there, though, for sure. All right, let's move on. Amazon. Amazon has been a tank here for sure. Obviously has felt some heat with the rest of the market on this pullback, but has held this earnings gap up overall and is continuing now to punch higher with the market. So really like seeing Amazon's resiliency here. Amazon definitely a top watch for upside trades for sure. Really like this bounce, or I'll even say these bounces here near or at this daily Ichimoku cloud top, and starting to break out of this wedge you can see here that our trend tool has provided for us. So let's see, caught a little bounce at it here on Friday as well on that dip and held it. So really love Amazon to the upside here, especially holding up here near this 138, near this 140. Definitely want to see a crack of this 140 once again. But again, if we're seeing here that maybe we get a little pullback at open, maybe a little dip to jump in on some longs. Amazon doesn't have a crazy ATR, so let's see. Maybe just a pullback here to this daily 8. Likely it'll take another staircase step up here, giving us an entry, maybe about 136.5 or so. Not too crazy of a pullback for Amazon. Let's see if she can crank higher here. If not, looking at a break below this daily 8, this daily 15, this daily 21, right, and ultimately giving us a move back down to maybe these psychological strikes of 135 or 130. We will have to go through, of course, these moving averages I just rattled off, but also the daily 50 right here, and ultimately down to this daily squeeze bottom. But again, Amazon looking pretty strong here, so I'm going to lean more towards the upside here on Amazon for now. Also have this daily squeeze top up here, kind of thin, a little wonky, but another little upside target here. Let's throw some levels at it. Got this point of control here to hold us up as well here from August, near the mean. So yeah, I really like maybe this 135 key psych level as well as a downside target for a pullback. Might be a heavier move for a pullback here, but again, just talking splitting this week into maybe two major legs. Maybe we get a dip here Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a move back up Thursday, Friday. Could be down to point of control at this 135, and then you move back up to 140 here to end the week. Quick look at some contracts, and again, seeing a couple puts here closer to at the money and higher in value at Beast than on the call side. Gonna be leaning towards some downside here early in the sesh tomorrow. So let's see here. Let me just check out this 133, and we'll check out the 135 as well. So this 133 opened in our B zone, did its job out of our B zone here, took a little move, came back to it, had another nice little move out of it. Again, this is a very cheap contract, but I'm just pulling information here right now, right, for the put side in general. So I'd like to see this making a move out of our zone here, 22 cents up to about 40 cents, you know, almost a double, even though it's very cheap, almost a double here. And then pulled back to our zone once again to pretty much close where it opened. So two things I like to see here. One, of course, it holding our B zone and making a nice move out of it, right? And then closing at it again. But also this open level, right? This open level, this defense of this open level is something that we definitely look into here, something we definitely respect here. You know, we typically see that big money continues to use these contracts and gain value out of them when they hold our B zones or hold their open level, or both at the same time if we can. You know, really love to see that. Let's check out this 135 put. So this 135 put, of course, giving us a similar look, right? A little bit higher in value, so a little farther from our B zone, but don't mind that, right? They're just holding some good value. But again, popped up off that open level, came back to test it, held that open level pretty much to the cent, right? This is the opening print here. This little orange line is the low of day. So came back up, held that open level again, took back off, got to our open range sell zone, right? Felt some resistance here, as we would expect from our zone, and then faded from our zone here later into the day as the market was popping. But again, I really like how this looks and could be a good strike here again for tomorrow. All right, let's move on. Google, a similar look to Amazon here. Really love that it has held this earnings gap up, right? Even better than Amazon. Was mostly sideways here at this 130 for the last couple weeks as the market was pulling back pretty decently. Held the mean here numerous times and getting some nice upside here in Google. Back up to this third color channel to the upside. And, you know, rest assured, it's definitely just straight AI conversation, right? Google big time in this AI game, you know, probably going to be a solid stock here for the next couple years. But yeah, you know, Google pretty high up here off the daily mean, starting to really push through here this daily squeeze top. Really want to see Google here fire this daily squeeze to the upside. If not, if we do start to reject, just looking towards this daily mean or these squeeze bottoms here near this daily 50 as some downside targets. But again, Google been pretty strong here, so definitely not going to stand in the way of a freight train, right? Not going to go hard here on the shorts against Google. Google's been holding up pretty good. If anything, take any opportunity to buy the dip here on Google and go higher, especially if we're looking to fire this daily squeeze to the upside. Got this point of control here from August right at this 130 key psych level. So if we do get a pullback, you know, I don't expect to go any farther than this 130 right here. You know, depending on how fast a pullback would come, we could crack under the mean. Maybe the mean comes back down. Everything holds us right here at this 130. Key psych level, previous point of control, daily mean, you know, should give us some good support if we do suffer a pullback down to there. But again, looking like we might get a little pullback here at open by some of these contracts in reference to our beast zones. So let's just see what Google looks like here. Oh, yep, and we've got a bunch of puts here on the put side lighting up, saying that they are at beast and ready to make an upside move, right? Which means Google is going to make a downside move. So let's just check out some strikes here. Guess I'll check out this 130 put for a bigger psychological strike, but we'll go up through maybe this 135. Try to make this quick. Not a lot of volume here, as you can see by this kind of weak candle production right here. But a lot of consolidation here, perfectly within our beast zone, right? A lot of the swings here, these highs up to the top of our beast zone and low of day right at the bottom of our beast zone. So just like to see the respect of our zones here. Most importantly, start to crawl our way up here, this 131 put. Again, seeing that same consolidation as we're going to continue to see through the contracts on this side of the chain, right? But just looking for gradually a little more volume and, you know, continued respect of our levels here. Let's bump up to this 132. This one, I'd like to see it here, just pretty much right on our B zone. And a little bit higher in value as well, right? Some of these other contracts get a little too cheap, a little too far out the money. You know, we will have a couple days on them, one less day, of course, but as I always say, if you can afford it, get closer. You know, you're going to be able to withstand drawback a little bit better as well. Gives you a little bit more room to be wrong, right? Obviously, trading options is all about timing, especially short expirations, you know. Here at Predicted Trades, we love to play the same week, if not the same day, on our ETFs, of course. So gotta hit it just right, you know. I always say, even just 20-30 minutes off the mark, you might not ever recover the premium that you invested into a contract. But really liking this price action on this put side here with our tool. So definitely going to keep an eye probably on this 135 puts. You know, if we do get a pullback early into the session tomorrow, we are going to gain value here quickly. So it might be something like this 133 put or so. But again, put side looking pretty good here. But if it is, you know, like I've been saying, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday downside and Thursday, Friday recovery, we could get a pop at open tomorrow, right? Really push more puts down into beast and then get that that bigger pullback, right? Got to be a little manipulation at open first, of course. So who knows? Maybe we get a pop first and then some downside for most of the day into Wednesday. All right, Meta. Meta, another one that did pretty decent after earnings, though, has come back, given it all up and more. But like our other bigger tech names here, like Apple, you know, starting to get back into the game here on Meta. And Meta, one of these names that makes pretty good moves throughout the day. You know, always looking for some bigger numbers here in this ATR column, especially for trading options. And Meta is one of those, up here almost near 9. So not bad. But Meta looking kind of similar to our indices here, right? Starting to put in a nice recovery, trying to get above and hold above this daily mean here. And also feeling a little bit of resistance here from this daily Ichimoku top, right? But just one good day could get us above this daily Ichimoku cloud and turn it into support here below. So let's see, got to give Meta a little bit of space here to start making a move away from the mean. I'm just going to keep this one simple, right? If we're above the mean, I'm looking for calls, right? Looking for some longs here above the mean and above this psychological level of 300, right? This is going to be a big factor here for Meta between, or us being between the mean and this 300. So between this little zone here, you know, not surprised that we're getting some consolidation, but ultimately for a short, looking for a break below this mean, right? Maybe a retest of it and then that dip down, or for an upside move, looking for a crack above this 300 maybe a retest of that 300 from above, and then a nice run back up. See if we can get back to this 326. Got this point of control here from August as well, pretty much right at the mean, so giving us a really nice level to risk off of here. Let's see what these contracts look like. And again, seeing some puts here lighting up on this side of the chain. Some decent volume on this 280, but let's check out, I guess we'll check out this 280, the 285, 290 real quick. So again, just by looking at these contracts, I'm expecting a downside move here from probably the whole market in general. That doesn't mean it comes right at open, right? It might come, after a little pop. Especially many times at the beginning of the week, usually on Mondays, this week Tuesday, we can see a high or low of week on that first day of the week. A very common thing that we see. So, could get a head fake in the morning, maybe we pop the first couple hours and that's downside from there. But again, on these puts, really liking that we're holding here this open level. Right, made a nice move off of that open level. Here's that opening candle, a little tough to see. But a nice move off of it, came back, retested it, held it, and another move back up, right up to our open range sell zone. We sell off from there, and again, into close, holding that open level. So we'll see, Really love to see when contracts hold their open level. Microsoft's another one. Took some damage after earnings, had to chill out for a little bit, but starting to get back into shape here with the rest of the market. Not quite the moves like Apple, back into this third Kellner channel, but at least she is moving and grooving here a bit. Microsoft, though, up against this daily squeeze top here that we have, call it near this 333. Also have this daily 50 just right inside of this cloud. And we've got some lower time frame squeezes as well, just pushing up against this daily squeeze. So we have a lot of resistance here on Microsoft. Not too surprised that we are kind of slower here on this ramp back up for Microsoft. Very potentially could get a stronger downside move here from Microsoft. Oops, sorry about that. But ultimately could see a move back down to this daily squeeze bottom here near this 315 or so. Getting a little tighter on this daily squeeze. So wouldn't be surprised if with this little thesis we've been talking about, maybe some downside here the next couple days, maybe the next 2 days or so, could get us back down to this daily squeeze bottom and then allowing us to get into a nice position for a really nice long, right? And then maybe a break out the upside. It is very typical in squeezes that before you break out of one side, you test the extreme other side. Be that a smaller time frame squeeze or a bigger time frame squeeze. But we'll see. Nothing is guaranteed out here, of course. Always just playing probabilities. And for us, a nice probability for a reversal is at a squeeze top or squeeze bottom. So definitely not going to be shy about playing a short here around this 330 on Microsoft. Let's throw some levels at it real quick. Got this point of control from August down here. A little stop on the way down if it is a stiff rejection. Let's just check out some contracts. And again, seeing some puts lighting up over here. Not surprised, probably going to keep seeing this throughout. Pretty cheap though, pretty cheap. So again, this is why I wouldn't be surprised either if we do get an initial pop, right? Get some of these closer strikes down to beast. Very likely they could just let these strikes that are at beast now go, right? As they have already worked them quite a bit, and they move up to these, right, closer to at the money. Maybe we see this 325 down at 50 cents, or this 320, right, down at 30 cents or so. So just being very aware about both scenarios here, right? I'm not going to jump into anything in that opening 30 minutes tomorrow, most likely. As always, you're going to pull information, especially the first day of a week, a short week at that. Gotta let the market unfold and really prove itself before we jump into a position. But again, depending on what you're trading, some things are worth jumping into a little quicker than others. Really like Microsoft here up against these squeeze tops to reject back down. Could be one that happens a little quicker. Netflix on a little rampage here as well. Another one of those names that took some heat after earnings, had to cool down for a little bit, but back above the mean here and making some moves. Similar setup here to some other names we've seen, kind of coming out of a megaphone, cracking above this trend line right from this megaphone, and working its way up here to this daily Ichimoku cloud top. Kind of have this top here near this psych level of 450, so like that as well. And what else we got up here? Thin, but it is there, a daily squeeze top near this 450, right about this 445. Looking like it didn't pop up here on Friday. I'm assuming that means it's trying to fire here to the upside on Netflix. Yep, firing that daily squeeze right here. So let's see if Netflix can actually pull it off and fire this daily squeeze and get above this 450. Start to really push into the top of this third calendar channel. A name goes to sleep after a while and it takes a long time to seem like it's going to do anything, and then next thing you know, you're back up here filling this gap and up into this third calendar channel and asking for a pullback. So let's see, another one that is kind of at a critical point, right? Could see a stiff rejection here. See what these contracts look like, but also firing the squeeze to the upside. It could be a nice little upside mood here from Netflix. But again, seeing these puts here lighting up on this side of the chain. We'll just check out this 425 real quick, maybe this 430. Okay. Oh, and really like to see this as well right here. Our open range buy zone stacking pretty decently here on top of our main B zone. Also have this nice psychological level of a buck, a great psychological level on any option contract, and some really nice respect from price action on this bigger psychological strike here, right on our B zone. So got pretty close to it in the morning, nice little bounce at it within our open range buy zone, but then came down here to really test our beast zone pretty much to the cent here at this 102, and again back up to about 1.6, solid little 60% gain there on what we would just call accumulation of this contract here at our buy zone. So let's see, maybe we get a nice move away from this buck back up to maybe this open level from Friday, 2.4. Who knows? But as always, just looking for a good place to put on some risk. Bang bang, our B zone here is providing a great level and showing us that they really like that level as well. Just move up to this 430 put here. So again, our open range buy zone giving us a nice zone here for accumulation to happen at, and just a little bit above our B zone right here. So really like to see, you know, this kind of price action in reference to our tool. Moving on here. NVIDIA. NVIDIA, another one, making a nice run back up here after that earnings dump. You know, obviously had some very positive earnings, but big money, of course, loves to delay a good move. So took a little damage here for a day or two after the earnings, but a nice bounce at the mean, and we are back in action here on NVIDIA. Having a little bit of consolidation here under this 500, and right at a daily squeeze top, right? Does look like it fired here, trying to give us more upside, but a little bit of a struggle right at this 500. So just keeping it simple, right? Under this 500, looking for shorts, crack above it, looking for longs. Not going to make it too complicated here. Not going to dive into this one too hard, but let's just see if we get our usual pattern we've seen here today. A little farther out, but NVIDIA is a bigger name with a bigger ATR. Again, especially for options, love to see this. Oof, almost 20 here on NVIDIA. Right, 20 points in a day. So technically within a day could do the work here from at the money to where I have here just 20 strikes, right? Just 10 strikes out. So it could do this in a day, right? And we're seeing a put here at Beast. No doubt if I open this up a little bit, we would see a couple more here. And likely all of these here are just very close. 85 cents, 84 cents to a buck. Oh, that's in there. But anyway, seeing decent amount of puts here at Beast. Couple calls as well now, farther we go out, but a little farther out. But again, we will see what this open for the week looks like. QQQ, definitely what I want to see here, these daily contracts, right? Just going to quickly go through this because, of course, this is similar to NQ. But again, a nice little run back up here for tech. Starting to maybe lose some steam. Could have a little pullback here to this. Maybe 370 is a heavy ask. But again, if we get like 2 days of downside, 2 days of upside this week, the mean will crawl up a little bit as well. Maybe will meet us here at like this 372 or so. And again, at this daily Ichimoku cloud top, here on QQQ, unlike NQ, we are just a little bit above it as opposed to just like right at it or under it. So at least on QQQ here, getting a little support from this Ichimoku cloud as opposed to maybe a little resistance. But regardless, both pretty much here at the cusp of trying to crack through these Ichimoku clouds. And again, got this nice wedge here from these recent highs that we are above and trying to hold above. Check out some contracts here. And we're looking at contracts for tomorrow. And here, let me shorten this down a little bit so we look at it a little bit less. And we're seeing here, ooh, this 375 put right at Beast. Again, love those increments of 5, bigger psychological strikes. Tend to get pretty decent volume as well. And we got a couple calls here at Beast, but a little bit farther out the money. But we'll look at this 375 real quick. And we'll look at this 380 call. Q's closed at about 377.5, kind of right in the middle of these two strikes. So let's see how they look here up and down. Don't have Beast on this 375 put right now, but we can see that it is at Beast here on the chain. Just a little bit under 50 cents. Beast is 55 cents or so. So yeah, that zone pretty much right here where this bounced early in the day on this 375. Let me see if I can just get a surrounding strike with Beast on it. No. 74 maybe. Oh, the 74. Okay. So again, just pulling information here. This 374, again that 375 surrounding put strikes here, all at beast. And seeing again, just like we saw on our other names, some really nice price action at it. Again, looking to this open level here, this thick dashed level. Got support added here in the middle of the session, took off, little support here at the top of our zone, and again closed right near that open level. So these puts looking pretty solid for a move at open. Again, don't know exactly what it's going to look like. You know, it could be a pop and they let go of some puts to then have a pullback later in the day, but we'll see. Got to be patient at open for sure, especially open of the week. Going to jump over to SPY here. Going to be a similar setup, I assume, across the board. Of course, a similar setup to ES here. We're popping out of this daily Ichimoku cloud. And just trying to hold above this mean, right? Got some lower time frame squeezes as well. Nice 4-hour squeeze popping up here. Let's check out some contracts. Probably going to be something similar. Bam, right at the money here, and a nice psychological strike, 450. Let's check that baby out. And we closed here at about 451. And yeah, again, you know, just seeing the similar setup here, right? Pretty much the same setup on these contracts. A little bit of a stronger dip below. Held that 50-cent mark, good psychological level there. Back up to our open range sell zone and came back here to close at this open level. Again, this open level pretty strong here within our beast zone. So really like this strike for tomorrow. Not too expensive either. Definitely keeping an eye on that. And we'll look to the call side over here real quick. This 454 is that beast. Guess we'll give that a little look here real quick. Oh, but a really nice hold on this 454 call here for the later half of the session. So again, you know, little mini scenario here. We could get an initial pop. Wouldn't be surprised about that either, right? Drive some other puts deeper into their B zones, and then we get that rug pull and come right back down. Very possible. All right, y'all. Last name here. Quick look at Tesla. We'll wrap this up. Tesla, oof, man, took some pain here on Friday, but hey, right back to the mean. Could be clean slate here, and let's see if we get a move right back up to this daily 50 and continue higher. Again, going to depend on what the market is doing, of course. Well, we are kind of dead center of this daily Ichimoku cloud here, giving us some targets to the upside and to the downside. Right near the psychological level of 230 on this daily Ichimoku bottom. Nice shelf here. So definitely a couple things to keep an eye on here for Tesla. But definitely some nice moves here from Tesla. You know, a little bit of consolidation here, middle of the week, but playing along with the market here with this nice rally on Tuesday, big dip on Friday. See if Tesla continues to make the moves. See what these contracts look like after a nice clean move back to the mean. I was going to say, I would be not surprised to not see our usual pattern here that we've seen all evening, since we're already back at the mean and kind of made more of a directional move the entire day. Oops. So yeah, not too surprised to see Tesla here with not really any contracts at Beast. You know, a little farther out, this 270 is here at Beast on the call side. But just got to give this one a little time to shake out, you know, just keep it easy here. Above the mean, play some calls. Below the mean, play some puts, right? Don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Just keeping it simple. But all right, y'all. Again, looking to this week, we have a couple events coming up. Nothing too crazy here. All about the Fed this week. Looking towards this beige book on Wednesday. A couple speakers on Thursday. What else we got here? Earnings. For anyone in our Discord, if you hop over here, on our left side, we have this earnings channel. You can jump in here. We got the earnings drop for the week here, automatically from our bot. You can click right into this picture, and boom, don't even have to open Twitter itself. So for earnings this week, nothing too crazy, right? We're through all of our big names, especially the couple names that we focus on here, since we do just trade options and futures here. But looking pretty relaxed. GameStop for any of you degenerates. But that's about it, I guess. So yeah, overall, looking like a pretty tame week here. While I'm here, let you all check out the Discord again. Tons of free information, tons of free resources here. As soon as you drop into our Discord, which is totally free to join, we provide stock news here. Have the notifications on for this. Dropping all kinds of news here. Again, that earnings channel. We post a lot of prep here. Every Thursday we do a free day here in our main chat, where you can check out our tools. We share tons of charts, etc., etc. This is all free every single Thursday. Definitely welcome you guys in to check that out. But yeah, any questions you guys might have, please drop into here as well and just ask it directly into this main chat, and we will get back to you without a doubt. But alright, y'all, hope you all enjoyed this prep. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the mic tomorrow morning. I think I will be on. I know it's an unusual day for me, but if not, I will definitely be on Thursday and Friday at open. Yeah, catch y'all later. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day.